Welcome to Nebraska Land Days on Parade 2023. We're just getting started for the parade starting to come up the route here. I'm Kent Winder along with Beatrice Reyna, and we will give you all the floats and all the entries. I count about 100, an unofficial count, for our parade. A much cooler day than we saw last year.
Absolutely. I'm really enjoying this weather compared to last year and the year before. It was scorching hot. I'm pretty sure you were hot last year. But I have to say that what an honor to finally be joined next to you doing this parade.
Well, thanks, Beatrice. Yeah, it's good to have you aboard, and we have a good time. You know, there's a lot of this is kind of one of the centerpieces of Nebraska Land Days. So a lot of people kind of stake out their spots the day before and are ready for the parade to take place. So it's kind of an exciting time, and really kind of marks our kind of halfway point, because then tonight we still have the final night of the rodeo. The next week we have the concert. So still a lot more Nebraska Land Days to come, but this is one of the big events, especially for the kids.
Absolutely, and it's just really nice to see the community come out and see all the smiling faces, and it's just really a joy, you know, to be able to be out here with the community and the public to be able to do this.
Absolutely, and we'll make sure that we bring you, like I said, we're going to be going live the whole parade, so no breaks, no commercial breaks or anything like that. You'll be able to see every entry of the parade. So as I'm kind of looking behind me and over my shoulder, we start to see that the parade is making its way, and it's going to start with the color guard and the carrying of our colors, professional firefighters, and a lot of people here are encouraged to stand and show their respect for our flag. And so you will start to see that. It's about a block away as we're looking down from where we're at, and that's where we'll start to see the first part of the parade, the traditional kickoff to the parade.
Yeah, we'll be going back towards the end.
And so we're getting a little bit closer, and then of course after that we have members of the Buffalo Bill Rodeo Committee. We have some Nebraska Land Days Board of Directors, the Velvet Spurs, just a lot of people that really make this celebration a big success.
Can't imagine the hours that goes into having to organize such a big event like this.
And every year they do such a great job at it. So you get people coming from all over to this celebration. Concerts draw a lot, the rodeo draws a lot, this parade draws a lot. So there's a lot of events that people are excited to see.
Absolutely.
And we'll kind of stay a little quiet here as the flag, the national flag and the state flag make its way past. All right, following right behind them, North Platte Police Department, making their presence felt in here as well, making sure that this is a safe celebration, along with the Sheriff's Office and the State Patrol, all law enforcement working together for that. There's Bruce Richmond now. He's been representing Buffalo Bill Cody for quite a number of years. He does such a good job with that.
And Grand Marshals this year are Jack and Muffy Morris. They won the Dale Studley Memorial Award this year. Jack has served as the chair of the Buffalo Bill Rodeo Committee since 2011. And Muffy is a longtime volunteer for Miss Rodeo Nebraska.
And you talk about all the hard work. This is where the Nebraska Land Days Board comes in, and you see all these people that put in so much work to make sure it's a success. So they are led by President Matt Peterson, Executive Director David Fudge. They volunteer hundreds of hours to produce this Nebraska Land Days, really known as the official statewide celebration. And then here's all the sponsors that make that possible as well.
And following behind are the Velvet Spurs. Velvet Spurs is an all-women equestrian riding club that has been together since 1968. Really cool story. Started by an ad in the newspaper for ladies to get together and ride. This fine club opens up every day of the rodeo with their drill team.
And they do some great things at the rodeo. If you've ever gone to see the rodeo and see some of the things they do, that's tremendous. Also, we have the rodeo committee, and we should say the award-winning rodeo committee. That includes, we have horseback stock contractor Rhett Butler as well, and the Hall of Fame Buffalo Bill Rodeo Committee. So that says something. This group in the Hall of Fame for all the work they've done with putting this 4-night rodeo together.
When I was coming to the station, I saw the queens. It was kind of cool just seeing them riding down the street, getting into their places, and here they are, Miss Rodeo Nebraska, Miss Teen Rodeo Nebraska, Miss Rodeo America. Rebel Ciclocha from Hayes Center is the daughter of Susan Ciclocha and Rusty Ciclocha. She's a recent graduate of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And Kelly Troyer is the Miss Teen Rodeo Nebraska, and she is from Hershey. Kennedy Riggs is Miss Rodeo America 2023.
We saw Mike's state senator, District 42, Senator Mike Jacobson, drive by as well.
And Great Plains Health is excited to announce the opening of the Oak Street Medical Building on August 21st, located on 625 West William Avenue. The facility will be the new home of family medicine, internal medicine, pediatrics, and palliative care. This parade's moving fast, Ken.
It's moving very fast. It's hard for us to keep up to make sure that we let you know all about the entries that are here and some of that behind them. And so for Great Plains Health, they have a couple of different entries here in the rodeo, and plenty of candy to be had. That's one of the things you'll see is the kids getting some of this candy as it goes by. And what we hear in the background is that famous fire engine that tells us it's the North Platte Ambassadors. The North Platte Chamber Ambassadors are fundraising arm of the North Platte Chamber and Development, comprised of businessmen within our community. So we'll see them come by, and they do a good job too with our community and making sure that we can really put forth our best effort in terms of attracting businesses and that type of thing. So. We won't try and talk over the sirens, so we'll just kind of let that come by.
You know what time it is when,
yeah.
When you hear that. Hopefully they're nice to us.
There's the Sheriff's Posse now. Lincoln County Sheriff's Posse started in 1955 by then Sheriff George Howard, 8 original members. Tradition continues today with Sheriff Jerome Kramer. The flag-draped riderless horse honor the fallen men and women who have served the country in the armed forces, police, fire, and rescue. And they do a good job at the rodeos as well.
Absolutely.
And the concerts, making sure that all that traffic runs smoothly. Their presence is definitely felt throughout our celebration, throughout
Absolutely.
the couple weeks or so of the celebration.
Certainly appreciate their volunteerism, to help make it a safe place, and what they do during the rodeo nights and the concert nights at the Wild West Arena.
And with the crowds that those events draw, that's a big task, and they do a good job in making
Absolutely.
sure everything runs as smooth as possible for that.
And next up we have Visit North Platte. Visit North Platte helps to bring and promote events and attractions to great town of North Platte, located at 101 Halligan Drive. Visit North Platte is always looking to assist visitors and locals while they explore and enjoy North Platte. The work that they've done, Ken, over the last couple of years, and just trying to promote the area has just been amazing. Can you imagine the hard work that it takes to be able to do that?
And there's a lot to see in this area too. You see on their trailer some of the things like the Cody Park Train, Buffalo Bill State Historical Park, 20th Century Veterans Memorial, so certainly a lot to see. VRO Wireless also with us. They're one of the proud sponsors of NEBRASKAland Day's Summer Jam Concert Series, and we know that draws a big crowd. That takes place next Friday and Saturday, usually fill up the Wild West Arena. So we know that that's one of the big events, and that's of course people anxiously wait to see who that act is going to be. They announce it pretty early to make sure that people can get their tickets, and the tickets go quickly.
They sure do. And they're announcing the acts as early as September, if I remember correctly.
It's pretty early. So.
Yep. Look what we have. The crew from USS Nebraska with us today. They are the members from the crew of the USS Nebraska, which is a ballistic missile submarine. We so want to thank you for your service to our country. Always great to see them, you know, at the Flapjack Feed and lunch with the Wild Bunch, and yeah.
They participate a lot, absolutely.
They certainly do.
And I know it's a privilege for them and an honor to be able to come here for a little bit and participate in these activities. So
you know they have fun, Ken.
Yeah, they do have a lot of fun. Also, Allo Communications with us. Say they are winning the West with their fast, reliable internet. Jump on the Allo bandwagon. Mosey on over to allofiber.com or their local store here at 702 East Francis Street. And so it looks like we have a bit of a gap here between where we're at with Allo, and I'm trying to look down the street to see exactly where our next entry is, and I don't even see it. So there's a big gap right now. And this is where we have fun, Beatrice, because this is where we get to try and fill and talk about this parade, talk about some of the events, as we kind of see down the street the kids with their bags ready to collect as much candy as they can. Didn't really have to have, you see some of the tents too, to provide some shade, but with the kind of day we had today, I don't think we could have asked for a better day. Last I checked, the temperatures were right around the lower 70s, so that's perfect. Because you get into the upper 90s like it was last year, that gets a little difficult.
I can't remember the last time the temperatures were this comfortable during parade day.
Yeah, it's been a while. I can't remember either, so. So we'll.
Wow.
This is one of the biggest gaps I think I've ever seen in our parade.
I hope everything's okay. If you remember last year, I believe there was an incident about a block up from our station.
And because I think that what we have is that the next float should be Quality Brands, North Platte Bush Light. So we'll just kind of see and wait for them to come up the parade route. We can get maybe to a shot, and maybe our camera is on the side of there where we see some of the kids standing by. They're about a block up right in front of O'Reilly's. We've talked about this being a fun event for the kids. We're kind of at a loss as to
what's going on,
as to why there's that big of a gap. All right, well, we're still kind of had our mics cut for just a little bit while we try and see. I don't know, I've been doing the parade for a little bit, and I don't know if I've seen this big of a gap. So a lot of people here kind of wondering what happened, but I think we did maybe see a truck that was down the parade route for a little bit, and so we're thinking that we're getting ready to be back on schedule. We thank you for joining us as well for the parade here. If you're watching on our app or watching on our webpage, as we bring you all the floats, all the entries that you're going to see in the parade. Thank you for joining with us today. If you're watching from the comfort of your home, and that's not a bad place to watch either.
Well, the good thing is that we're finally moving. I did talk to the police officer, and he said that the radios were pretty quiet, so he wasn't sure what was going on either. So, but hopefully we can get some movement here soon.
Well, you never know with a truck that size, if it had some problems maneuvering or, could be, some mechanical issues. You just never know. But we're back on going and ready to continue with our parade. We're about, I think we've gone through about 5 or 6 entries now. As we said, this next entry looks like it's coming our way.
It's interesting to see the kids get in position now, now that they know that it's coming. Before it was pretty quiet, and now you're starting to see some movement here.
I heard some of the parents ask their kids, "Can you see it? Can you see anything coming down the way?" So, kind of being their lookout for them.
Absolutely.
So, Beatrice, as we have this just a little bit of some break before they come in, this is you've been on the parade route for the last several years. What's it like to be on this side of it?
It's different. It's different. I'm just following your lead, Ken. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you're doing great, so.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. Of course, you never know what to expect, right? When you're doing this event, especially live TV, you just got to go with the flow.
Right. In the old days, we'd say, okay, this is where a commercial goes. But with the whole thing live from start to finish, you just kind of have to roll with the punches.
So when the commercials aired, were you basically right on point with the next person that's in line?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Never missed a float, never missed an entry. And this is the entry that we were talking about. This is Quality Brands of North Platte. Busch Light Smooth, cold and refreshing. We are proud to serve North Platte and the surrounding communities.
Cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
We got a little one.
We get closer. Sometimes we have to wait till the floats or the entries come a little closer to us, because on occasion we have seen some that are kind of out of order, but this looks like it is Adams Bank and Trust, and they are family owned and operated bank. They remain independent with strong capitalization to ensure that they can serve their customers for generations to come. The family values that helped started the first bank in Lemoyne over 100 years ago. They are the building blocks of the culture they pride themselves on. They got a nice little, it's like a nice little old-time little village there in the back. Store, they've got Adams Bank, a motel.
Took a lot of work. Remember how lavish our floats were back in the day? All right, and next up we have North Platte Airport, SkyWest United Airlines, North Platte Regional Airport.
Actually, this is Hershey Bank.
Oh, well, I got ahead of myself. Hershey State Bank, of course. Your bank, your partner.
Nice colorful float there. That was a very patriotic float out of the red, white, and blue. And I am seeing,
goodness, what is this?
you guys are probably seeing that coming down there too. That is a lot of water.
Wow.
Yeah, so we might need to step back a little bit.
I think so too.
Well, they stopped for the second. That was a lot of water coming out. I don't know.
Don't let our cameras, please.
I think less people want to get wet today than they did last year at this time. Not quite as warm. So.
I'm actually kind of cold.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
We get a nice vantage point here under a shade tree. So.
All right, now this is North Platte Regional Airport, North Platte Airport, SkyWest United Airlines. It's a jet service to Denver, Colorado, and beyond. North Platte Airport Authority staffs the airport 365 days per year to provide a safe airport environment for all aircraft operators. Oh boy,
I'm going to stand back a little bit. I don't know about you, Beatrice.
Oh, this is part of the airport.
Yeah, it's part of the airport, yep.
Oh my goodness.
Our camera guys are getting a little nervous.
This must be new. I've never seen this at the airport, Ken. Oh my gosh.
All right. That's a crowd favorite. A lot of kids like that one. And Ideal Linen and Uniform offer rental services for uniforms, dust control, food and beverage, and healthcare textiles. Additionally, Ideal offers janitorial and sanitation supplies through their Bluffs Facility Solutions. We are glad to have them with us as well.
And next up, we have Fangman Underground, which is a locally family-owned business. We are an underground utility contractor with 20 plus years of experience.
Oh, they got boxes. I don't know if those boxes were all full of candy, but they're a lot of other things. They're running out.
Got little tote bags.
We're toward the end of the parade route, though, so after us, there's only about maybe 2 blocks or so to go. Habitat for Humanity coming up next, celebrating 25 years. New housing development. It's on the corner of 2nd and McCabe. And you've done a lot of stories with Habitat for Humanity and really do a lot of good work here in town.
Absolutely. So this man that you see right here in the front, he is one of the recipients this year. And of course you see him with his 2 daughters there, which is the reason why he applied for the program, was to get a home for him and his daughter. So really nice to see him out.
Yeah,
and he's even helping out with other homes too, not just his.
They do a lot of good in the community. We're definitely glad they're here.
Absolutely. And Union Pacific, the men and women of North Platte building America.
And we'll see with Union Pacific, usually they have several entries, several of their trucks, several of their vehicles.
Okay.
And that's exactly what we see. In fact, as I'm counting, I'm looking at probably about 6 or 7. So
oh, wow.
They'll take up a large portion of the parade here for a little bit. Some impressive vehicles. Nice to see the flag on the end of 2 flags on the end of the one that's just passing us now. Of course, with Bailey Ard and his big of a draw that is to North Platte as well. A lot of people going to the Spike, and they get a nice view of Bailey Yard from atop the Spike. Attracts people from all over. I think we did a story earlier too where had a mom and her son that were here for
Big boy.
and they that was one of the highlights for him, is to be able to see the trains and get that kind of a vantage point, because it's something you really don't see very often.
No. And it's always neat to see when they bring the historic trains, such as the Big Boy, the Challenger, and so you really appreciate the work that they do. Hello.
So it looks like we're at about the last 3 vehicles. Takes a lot of different equipment and a lot of work to make sure that railroad runs smoothly. Trains come in and out of town.
They're having fun.
Yeah. And now this one of the last entries, that's probably going to be one of the popular ones, because that's where the candy is and whatever else they're handing out. Looks like it is the candy, so well represented in today's parade.
And next up we have Eagles Communication, the area leader for entertainment, marketing, contests, and fun. Radio, digital, agriculture, social media, and video. Eagle can handle it all, keeping your community minded. Oh, Lewis.
Also joining us in the parade, City of North Platte, celebrating 150 years of being incorporated. North Platte, proud of its rich history, and they invite you to experience and visit North Platte's Western heritage. And we talked about this earlier in the parade, that there's a lot of things to see in North Platte. A lot of great history in the area, not only North Platte, but really whole Lincoln County as well.
Absolutely.
So we see a couple of that as well. 1883, a covered wagon there, North Platte's Transportation. That must have been something to be driving around, and not nearly as comfortable as what we have now.
No.
And the North Platte Public Transit, a big part too of the area. A lot of people really do take advantage of that and are able to get from place to place across the city thanks to North Platte Transit.
And don't forget too, they will be also transporting concert fans too to the concerts this year, like they've done in years past as well.
There's another part of the city of North Platte.
Different division. Jerry with the North Platte Rec Center.
Yeah, they're getting ready for that big expansion project, big undertaking that was approved.
Look at the little guy. He's really having fun.
And coming down the way here, we got Pepsi, Beatrice.
Big sponsor in NEBRASKAland Days. You think they're giving away sodas?
They have. They've given away water, sodas.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Pepsi, proud sponsor of Nebraskaland Days, as we talked about, as Beatrice talked about, stay hydrated through the summer with cold beverages, including Gatorade, Aquafina, Life Water, Pepsi, and many more products.
Water. Can't go wrong with water. Oh wow, he's just like handing them out to everybody. He's like, that's got to be a workout.
Yeah, definitely. Got some more water coming behind it.
And next up we have Jansen Chrysler Jeep Dodge and GMC.
And a couple of fine looking trucks that they're bringing in as part of the parade. And the next one here looks like it's from Moe's Electric, or Platte Union Pacific Credit Union. Now we don't have a script for this one, so this must have been one of the fairly new entries, but welcome them. And once again, this patriotic theme we see on theirs as well.
That took some time.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Float. And next up we have Las Mañanitas Cultural Arts. Las Mañanitas Cultural Arts is a nonprofit organization focusing on the arts, culture, creativity, and entrepreneurship of Hispanic and underserved youth.
Yeah, that last one was part of the North Platte Union Pacific Credit Union. And then now we have, don't know if this is part of Floored by Ricky Bobby. Takes care of all your residential, commercial flooring needs.
And next up we have Miss Nebraska 2023, Morgan Baird, who's actually from Scottsbluff. She was crowned on June 10th, and she will compete for the title of Miss America in January 2024.
That's another event that brings in a lot of people, and North Platte's very proud to have that contest here in town at the North Platte High School. And behind,
one after the other.
Yeah. This starts with a sponsor on Platte River Cruise Night. That is July 9th through the 7th through the 9th. I don't know how much you can guarantee, but activities include a car show, rockabilly pinup competition, kids cruise, kids activities, loudest exhaust, and sound contest, Jeep course. Car show celebrities this year are Steve Darnell of Vegas Rat Rods and Ryan Evans of Counting Cars. You see that this is still part of that event here. Nice Camaro coming down the parade route.
And this is really nice to see, Kent, the North Platte FFA chapter. Nice to see that North Platte finally has a local chapter for the youth.
Yeah.
You know, we are pretty heavy on ag, so it's great to see these opportunities for our youth.
That's right, 2 advisors, 70 members, founded in 2018, so fairly new. We talk about all the things that they're involved in, welding, horticulture, livestock judging, just really a lot of things to be a part of.
And next up we have Team Perlinger and Jet, Great Plains Realty pickup truck and small trailer.
That's a nice looking vehicle too. That's something you'll see, Beatrice, some nice looking vehicles, some nice looking horses.
well maintained.
Hey. And then also we have Lincoln County Commissioners. District 1, Joe Hughley. District 2, Kent Weems. District 3, Kayla. District 4, Chris Bruns. District 5, Jerry Woodruff. They do a lot of good things too.
Absolutely. Definitely appreciate the work that they do. And next up we have Commissioner Kevin Stalker. This is from the Nebraska Public Service Commission. He represents Lincoln County and 50 other Nebraska counties in western Nebraska.
And as the parade runs through, one of the good things we're able to do is coming up behind that is the North Platte High School band. So hopefully they can get to this area and maybe stop a little bit and we can just enjoy the sounds of the band. It is under the direction of Mr. Mark Messner. So we'll see what we can get as the band. And they've been a lot of places, just at the Alamo Bowl, I think, here.
For the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Following behind them are the North Platte High School cheerleaders, North Platte High School varsity cheerleaders as well. I always like to see their stunts or their routines.
Great job too. We'll see if maybe they might stop right here in front of us.
Will they?
I don't know. We'll see. And coming up behind that, the North Platte Public School Kids Club. North Platte School Kids Club, under the direction of Carrie Lindeman, provides safe, engaging, and enriching programming both after school and during the summer.
Actually,
they want to thank the community of North Platte for their support the last 21 years.
The Wyman and Son welding threw me off. How fun.
Yes.
I'm better than free.
Oh.
How are you? Here we are on the news. Hello, news people.
Definitely appreciate
Kids Club
the work.
appreciates everything that everybody does for us. We love you. Thank you for supporting our program.
Couldn't have said it better, Ken. And next up, we had the Lincoln County Ag Society come out to the Lincoln County Fair July 26th through the 30th at the fairgrounds in North Platte. That's going to be another busy time.
Yeah, it'll be our next big thing coming up after NEBRASKAland days. Mid-Plains coming up behind them. They are the right choice for you to transform your future. Join the MPCC crew this year is a 1972 Pontiac LeMans Sport being raffled as part of the 2023 car raffle. It was fully restored by students within the automotive and auto body technology programs. And that's one of the things I like to see is what car they're going to do every year. They always do a different car, and they always do such a great job with it, too.
Absolutely. And even the homes that they sell every year, or the house that they build and put up for auction. Well, look at this. Never seen the night mascot before.
Yeah, that's kind of new, too, yeah.
And next up we have AKRS Equipment, AKRS Equipment Company, your local John Deere dealer supporting your local communities, farmers, and ranchers.
There's a couple nice looking tractors as part of this entry.
Look.
Got some familiar faces coming up behind that, right, Beatrice?
Absolutely. They must have ran out of candy, Ken, because they're
That's right.
throwing out the totes.
And we have in the 2 cars, we've got 2 cars with us. One is for our creative team that do some of our commercials, our production part of it. And then the one behind it is the news. And that is, so some of the people you'll see in there are Victoria Norgard, Mia Dugan, Andre Brooks, Justin Fanfrelli, Tristan Winder, Ian Mason, John Allen.
You saved some
Ian's
candy.
arm's not very good. And
He's
Marco,
always good about saving candy at the end because he knows that you'll run out of candy easily.
Marko Jerkovic is also one of our new weekend sports guys. He is in there somewhere as well. And our next entry we're going to look at
North Platte
Yes.
Area Children's
Yes.
Museum. They will be hosting their first ever Nerf War on July 22nd. It's open to kids and adults alike. So grab your trusty foam shooting sidearm and register for some safe and exciting fun in all support of the museum.
like the Hershey Volunteer Fire Department coming up behind them as well. You're going to see the 1946 Ford Humper purchased by the community, new and served them for many years. This unit has been a reliable servant of the community for many years before being retired to the glory of special events, and so it only makes its appearance at stops like the NEBRASKAland Days Parade. So always nice to see my hometown represented.
Oh, okay. Next up we have First United Methodist Church. This summer, send your kids on an exciting adventure at First United Methodist Church Vacation Bible School. Stellar Shine Jesus Light. All children from preschool through the 5th grade are welcome. So mark your calendar for July 9th through the 13th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Visit firstchurchnp.com to register.
And next thing we're going to see is McQuiston for Congress. That's Robert Quiston. And he is wanting to represent the 3rd Congressional District for Nebraska, be in the 2024 May primary next year. And we got some Bostic companies. We've got Premier Rental in there, Glass Doctor as well, Mr. Appliance, locally owned and operated. Whole home solution, providing the brands you know and trust from Premier Rental Purchases. And they're the expert appliance repair from Mr. Appliance, all your home auto glass needs. So we see them with a couple of entries as well.
Absolutely. Really expanded their business.
Yeah.
And next up we have Pete Ricketts. Pete Ricketts is our current senator. He's conservative and has focused on creating jobs, growing Nebraska, and defending our common sense conservative values. Now Senator Ricketts is bringing the same conservative approach to Washington, fighting for Nebraskans.
So was our governor, and now looking to remain in the Senate. The Dance Factory of North Platte also coming up behind them. They welcome the Dance Factory Twirlers. Dance Factory offers ballet, tap, jazz, baton, tumbling, and much more, ages 3 and up. Check them out at their website, dfnp.com, for summer and fall classes.
Doing their little routine.
Probably about halfway through our parade at this point. Seen a lot of nice entries, a lot of entries that we have seen for a number of years, some new ones as well.
Absolutely. It's nice to see that, you know, the weather is really helping, you know, because when you're walking down this route, you just get exhausted and tired, and everyone's in good spirits, so that's nice to see as well.
Gateway Realty of North Platte coming up. They, once again, as we've seen quite a bit, plenty of water to help people hydrate along the parade route.
And next up we have Miss Nebraska Teen USA Aubrey Charter. She's the daughter of Adam and Brandy Charter. She was crowned in late February, and she is the first to be crowned from Western Nebraska area since the early 90s. Congratulations to her. It's amazing.
We have a little bit of a gap here, not quite as big as the gap as we had last time. But we're waiting, looks like what's due up next would be the North Platte High School Pacer dance team. So sometimes those gaps happen because they like to be able to perform, be able to do some of their routines, and a lot of people along the parade route like to see that as well.
Wonder if they'll do one here.
We're hoping. You never know. Never know if they'll, how far down they did their last routine, how far they like to separate those out or space those. We are starting to see them make their way up the parade route. Like I said, looks like we have about 100 entries in today's parade, so we've gone through probably about half of them at this point. It looks like they just did a routine maybe a couple blocks down, so we'll see if they stop here, or maybe we can flag them. Maybe I can flag them down to stop. And this will be the North Platte High School Pacer dance team. Platte High School Pacer dance team spending the summer preparing for camp. In the upcoming football season, the team will be attending the UDA camp in July, where they will perform a home pom routine.
They are
just not too far down here, so we'll listen in.
Well, this is a fun one.
It's very festive, very decorated.
Uh-huh. This is the Platte River Scuba Diver, which promotes fun and safe diving for all ages, helps all ages explore our aquatic environment, instructions on how to protect our aquatic life, teach class for diving certification for travel and spearfishing, keeps divers stay active in diving. Oh. And next up we have Holy Spirit Catholic Church, who is celebrating its 50th year jubilee throughout 2023. Holy Spirit Church strives to be a compassionate, welcoming presence, empowering all through prayer and action as a family of faith.
And this is Kona Ice. I hope I'm saying that right. Kona Ice of Sandhill Cranes, tropical shaved ice cones, which you get to add to all the flavors you want. Serving all of western Nebraska from Lexington to Scotts Bluff, and these last ones were kind of a little, maybe a little out of order. So hopefully we
It was my apologies. It was pediatric dental specialist, which was prior or before the Kona Ice of Sandhills. That was my fault, Kent. I apologize.
Well,
I get ahead of myself.
Yeah, well, and I think that was, we kind of missed looks like we missed an entry too, that they weren't in the parade, it looks like. So also we have the heritage local food heritage, where farmers market meets grocery pickup. You can shop local for real heritage local, where the West begins to eat local.
And next up we have Lexi Nolda, who is Miss Platte River. She is studying biology at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Her community service initiative is Be Sun Smart, Healthy Skin is In. She's also the founder of Operation SunSafe, which provides access to free sunscreen and can be found at Cody Pool here in North Platte. Definitely appreciate her for doing that.
Right. And H2 coming up behind them, North Platte Pride Room. North Platte Pride Room is the internet safe zone found on social media outlets. Some of our men and women in blue too, making sure.
Next up we have USA Garage Door Services and Construction. It's a local business here to make your garage door great again, one door at a time.
Looks like rape and domestic abuse is part of our next line of entries. Women's Resource Center, maybe behind there. We'll see. Once again, we are seeing the. I kind of make sure that is the Women's Resource Center. Following behind them. Women's Resource Center is a place where you and your family can find hope, help, and healing, especially if you're faced with an unplanned pregnancy. They offer free and confidential services no matter what you're facing.
And next up we have Ag Valley Co-op. Since 1953, Ag Valley Co-op has provided its customers with agronomy, energy, feed, and grain services. Has 15 locations in southern Nebraska and northern Kansas, and serves its customers by providing excellent products and services at fair and competitive price.
Once again, we want to thank you for joining us wherever you're joining us, whether it's on our webpage or whether it's on our app, for NEBRASKAland Days on Parade 2023. Enjoying a picture-perfect afternoon for the parade. We've been talking about that throughout the course of the parade, talking about the ideal weather that we've had, and we certainly have had that. So we're glad you're with us, glad you're joining us for one of the highlights of NEBRASKAland Days. And what we should have coming up along the parade route, we're not sure if this is it or not. Looks like it. We'll wait till it comes a little closer. It should be Sedgwick County Fair royalty, but I don't think that's what we have coming.
It's Seavers Tire Auto. That's who we have next.
Yeah, that's actually Sievers, so they're a little farther up than we thought. A Sievers Tire and Auto, complete automotive repair. They rebuild tire brands, options, complete alignments, front-end work, custom exhaust, diesel expertise, and so much more.
And
So it looks like we missed a couple, but we are.
hopefully we're back.
Yeah, I don't.
Where we need to be.
A couple of them, and that sometimes happens where they don't.
And
Here at the
next
parade.
up, we have Miss Nebraska's teen Boston Patera, who is crowned Miss Nebraska Teen on June 10th. She's a senior at North Platte High School and will be competing for the title of Miss America's Teen in January 2024. This is Sedgwick County
That's the
Fair
Sedgwick
Rodeo
County
Queen.
Fair, yep. And also we have coming up behind that the Outlaw Trailer and Ag Repair, your one-stop spot for all your trailer repair needs. Got some royalty on there as well. And that might be where we see some of the visiting royalty in 2022 Logan County Fair Queen, Natalie Newman. We are in Miller Repair, I believe, is where we're at right now. Local hay forage solution specialist. For being there.
I'm not sure.
Somehow you hear in the back is part of the Midwest Thunder. We're excited to bring the Heartland Pulling Series featuring the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pullers going on July 22nd. So they're asking you to come join the storm.
Wow. Very loud.
We have another bit of a gap here in our parade line. And what we can expect you, so we'll give you a preview of what's coming up. What's coming up is the Mega Cheerleaders. And once again, we kind of have some of these, some of the gaps in the parade because they have performed along the way. So. I think it's been a good day for some of the kids along the parade route. They have gotten their share of candy. Still a little more to come, so a good day for them.
They're pretty back there, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can. Yep, I see them down the way, making their way up.
So what are your thoughts so far, Ken, about the parade?
That's one of the things I've always enjoyed about the parade. It's good to see some of the events or some of the entries, some of the things that we've seen in years past. You always look forward to that. I look forward to seeing some of the antique fire trucks that come through, some of the beautiful horses that come through. And it's nice to see some of the newer entries as well that maybe haven't been in for quite as many years. Maybe it's their first year in, but it's always nice to see them take part in this.
Absolutely.
And when we talk about the parade, One of the interesting things to me is parade morning. You know, you start to go through parts of North Platte and you see people getting geared up for the parade. They come and get their spot pretty early to make sure that they can have a nice spot for the parade, a nice spot for the kids to be able to get candy. So it's kind of an interesting thing to see.
Just how it evolves, right, throughout the day. Yeah.
Of course, if people are looking for something to do, we do have the final night of the Buffalo Bill Rodeo tonight. And it's been a fun first 3 days. And then there's a bit of a break where there's not as many activities. Still, though, some great activities like Taps and Tunes and the Frontier Review. That takes off on Sunday night. Begins, I think there's 4 performances.
Sunday through Wednesday, I believe. So
there's 4 performances, and that's to see that back. It took a year off last year, but it's nice to see that back. So there's still a lot of good events. I think the Kids Fun Fest is this
Tuesday
week as well. So still a lot of things to enjoy. And hopefully everybody's taken part in some of the... Yesterday and today, I think, were probably the 2 busiest days for NEBRASKAland Days because there are a lot of events going on. And I like the fact that you have events for the kids. You had the
seniors
and the
for
seniors,
Golden Games.
Right? You had Golden Days. You had the kids' costume parade. Yeah, we were just talking about it for the Golden Games. I think that's geared for 15 and up. So, I guess in a couple of years, I'd be able to
participate.
Sneaks up on you kind of quick, Beatrice.
Yep. No, that's, yeah, like you said, you know, that's the nice thing about NEBRASKAland is there's something for everyone. Doesn't matter what the age is, and, you know, free events as well. You know?
Yeah, I think that's what's nice about it is that it doesn't take a lot of money to come to NEBRASKAland Days. You can attend some of these events. And I like our kids' costume parade where the one young boy from Colorado won the bike.
Oh, that's right.
And he's trying to figure out how they're going to get that bike back to Colorado.
That's right. Yep. You never know who you're going to run into, or you know, as far as the different states that will that NEBRASKAland Days attracts.
And this is the mega cheer team that we were talking about. And they're actually a new elite traveling team coming out of the Midwest Elite Gymnastics and Cheering Gym. So this would be one of our newer entries that we've had in the float, in the parade.
And next up, we have the Flat Rock Roller Derby.
Oh, maybe they're going to do a routine for us.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
All right, and then now we have the Flat Rock Roller Derby. Do you know how to roller skate, Ken?
I don't.
I don't either.
I would be lost doing what they do. But they've been part of the community here for a little bit as well, so I'm going to get you ready for that, Beatrice. Get you ready to compete in that.
I did a story with them with the skates, and yeah, that was pretty challenging.
Trucks and Tiaras, Intergenerational Academy with us now. Trucks and Tiaras Intergenerational Academy, a child-led program, provides a high-quality learning environment and takes pride in community involvement. Little friends, big adventures. You can come join them for the summer of a lifetime.
And next up, we have the Bannisters Leadership Academy and Family First Productions Bannisters Leadership Academy, whose mission is to strengthen youth and families through leadership. Visit www.bannisters.org for free registration information. Look at the plainsman.
He's part
What's
of it
he
too.
doing? I was wondering what happened to him. Now we know where he's at.
Everybody for the TV, who are we? What do we do, guys? Join our free programs at bannisters.org.
Elite Lifestyles also joining us along the parade route. He gets to pull the truck.
Oh my goodness.
Was that what he signed up for?
Well, okay.
We need one of our Pete, we need one of our directors to take over for him. He's telling us nope, he's not doing that.
Right side.
Good.
You guys live here?
We are. Oh, hi, Angel. How are you? Good. Oh, this is beautiful Savior Lutheran Church.
How are you?
Good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you too.
God bless you guys.
They will be having a vacation Bible school starting July 10th through the 14th from 9 a.m. to noon. Their preschool is also accepting new students for the 2023-2024 year.
This is part of Anway Construction Inc. Tony and Stephanie Anway, Anway Construction, where great things begin. Nice little train there. Kind of reminds me of the little mini train they have during the Lincoln County Fair where kids can get in there. A little more detailed with this one. Got somebody in the caboose, so they're enjoying their ride through the NEBRASKAland Days Parade.
And next up, we have Lincoln County Republicans. They're representing their active party at the NEBRASKAland Days Parade again this year. Republicans from throughout the Lincoln County are invited to join the group, attend meetings, and special events.
Deb Fisher right behind them. U.S. Senator Deb Fisher.
I don't think she's missed a parade, has she?
She's been in here for quite a lot of them. So, big part of NEBRASKAland Days Parade.
Good for her.
And she has a couple of vehicles with her along the parade route. Behind that, we have smart marketing. They reach more customers than all traditional medias and pairs great with businesses' social media platform. You might see that driving down parts of North Platte. You can have your ad on the truck there.
It's stationed different places too, Kent.
And this is Nebraska. Alyssa Harrington, she was crowned on April 29th in Kearney.
And next up we have the North Platte Party Bus. It's locally owned and operated out of North Platte. They cover the entire state of Nebraska and are ready to take you and your friends to your next concert, Husker game, tubing, casino trip, you name it. They make it work. Oh my goodness.
That's a big bus. And next up along the parade route is where only have probably about 5 more entries here before we wrap up another year of NEBRASKAland Days.
Once again, beautiful weather.
I can't remember a time that we've had this great weather for it. I mean, it just really is perfect. And this is Construction Rental. VFW Construction Rental Inc. has teamed up with VFW Post 1504 to support our veterans. And it's nice to see a lot of the flags that you're going to see here in the back of this flatbed. Oh, and this has been an entry here for many, many years, Beatrice.
What happened to the little cars, the four-wheelers?
They graduated to the bigger ones. This is the North Platte Shrine Club. They brought 8 2023 red and white Kodo 200 ATV puddle jumpers. So this is the new generation of puddle jumpers.
Okay, all right, good to know.
And they operate those just as well as they did the smaller ones too.
They're always fun to see.
Yeah. Fun-loving Shriners from the Bahama Temple's North Platte Shrine Club joining you today to promote the shrine philanthropy of helping children.
Whoa, whoa.
He kind of left his wheels there for a little bit. Went up on the side. I've always wondered how long they have to practice to get these different figures they're doing, different routines they're doing.
I think they're kind of showing off. Don't you? All right, and next up we have the North Platte Elks Club, who provide yearly youth programs such as Hoop Shoot, Soccer Shoot, Student Dictionary Scholarships, and Americanism contests. For the past 55 years, the North Platte Elks Club has supported our veterans and our community. The North Platte Elks proudly welcomes the Nebraska Elks State President Larry Bratt and State Vice President Cinnamon Eshelman. The North Platte Elks have supported our veterans and our communities with the Hoop Shoot, Soccer Shoot, Student Dictionary Scholarship, and contest programs.
Also, I believe this is, or should be,
The Baptist
Platte.
Church.
Gold Rush, the Baptist Church. Coming our way here, behind there. And they also have part of, they've been serving our community through our children ministries, and they have Noah's Ark Daycare as well. A kind of theme with the Gold Rush.
You see this bus quite a bit throughout the community. Is it Melkers or Melchers?
Melchers.
Kind of cool.
Melchers of Fort Brady, yeah. They have vehicles from Vietnam, the Korean War, World War II as their memorial in motion. They have a 1942 open cab Dodge WC, an Alcan Highway Survivor. boasting over 15,000 trouble-free convoy miles over 30 years and 2 generations. They also, what you're seeing here is the Dodge M43B1 ambulance built in 1965 for the 3rd Army 1st Medical Division 9th Surgical Unit. Behind that, you'll see the 1953 GMC M221 pulling an M129 trailer built by GMC between 1950 and 1955. They were the first military truck equipped with an automatic transmission. And then finally here, right behind the truck, you'll see a M2 half-track. It's one of 13,500 produced from 1941 to 1943. It's a rare communications model equipped with radio sets and aerial. A lot of history in that, and I'm glad that we were able to give you some of the history behind some of the trucks that came through.
And next up we had Diamond Auto Glass. The 1992 Chevy Silverado 4x4 K1500 2-door extended cab was the last truck owned by Mr. Schmelzer before he passed away in 2008. It was originally purchased in 2006 with 45,000 miles.
And we're actually closing up the parade. It looks like these are our last 2 entries. Ben Wyman, U.S. Border Patrol. Ben Wyman, God bless our labor to build opportunities.
Now we bring.
So, as you see the last part of the parade, and we'll
And that's a wrap. You heard him say, like, that's it.
So it's good to have you, Beatrice. It's your first year doing it, so I'm glad you were able to announce along. It was a fun Nebraskaland days. I mean, like I said, comfortable, a lot of great floats and entries and horses and Miss Nebraska, Miss Rodeo America, a lot of that came along. So we're just glad that you joined us. Like I said, whether you're watching from our app or whether you're watching online on our webpage, we are so glad that you joined us and so glad that we could be a part of your afternoon.
Absolutely, and we want to thank you for, again, watching and enjoy the Nebraskaland Days festivities as well.
And we'll see you next year. Thanks for joining us, everyone.